not for long, literally under 10 minutes. He will be addressing some issues that took part in Pakistan yesterday as well. And inshallah, I would like to invite onto the stage the one and only Aapki Jani Pehchani Shakhsiyat. He's got a very, very handsome smile on his face as well. It is Mohammed Shafiq, all the way from Rochdale.
Assalamu alaikum, Zain, and thank you so much for that very warm welcome. And you're doing a fantastic job. And it's great to see you again, but to see you virtually. And assalamu alaikum to everybody watching this around the world. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Karimia Institute and Dr. Musharraf, who suddenly disappeared from our screens, but I'm sure he'll be back very, very shortly on its 30th birthday. It's an absolute honor to be able to work for 30 years in inspiring and making a difference to local communities. And Dr. Musharraf has been at the heart of that. So from me and everybody associated with my organization, the Ramadhan Foundation, a very many congratulations and Mubarak. And I'll be having a virtual mithai, I think, which Zain is eating at the moment, which he's passing around the speakers. He's going to be sending the mithai or whatever it is around. I know it's fruit. And I think Sayyid Lakhte Hussain Shah Sabzada Sahab started off talking about the history of our community. And I think it's apt for us to talk about that at this moment in time, particularly during the COVID-19 crisis. We lost hundreds of those elders who sadly passed away across the country, who are pillars, who they were our foundation. They were the people who came to this country in the 50s and the 60s when there was no Islam, there was no Muslim community, there was no business, there was no halal food. There was a time where people, didn't even know Ramadan had come because there wasn't the religious education and upbringing. Alhamdulillah, as we look back at that period, we pay tribute to their sacrifices, to their contribution, and we pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevates their rank in Jannah and gives family sabr. And if you look at our community now, 60 years on from that period, you have to reflect on where we are, what we've achieved, and what more we need to do as a community. As I said, we celebrate and we stand on the shoulders of some giants who've contributed. And Dr. Musharraf and the Karimia Institute is one such institute. And I think the current state of our ummah is one of deep resentment, deep division, and sometimes sadly deep division, hatred. And we look at when the honor of Sayyidah Fatima Zahra salamun alayha is called into question by certain individuals, that we see people engage in social media battles to try to denigrate each other. Dr. Musharraf is somebody who's been at the front line of our community will understand what I'm saying, that our approach, it has to be one of tolerance and love and the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam. And that approach is the approach that is lacking in our time. Dr. Musharraf, mashallah, welcome Qibla, and thank you so much for the very warm invitation. That we, as Ahl Sunnah wal Jamaat, honor the Sahaba and we honor the Ahlul Bayt. And the events that we saw yesterday in Pakistan, in which profanity and language was used against a certain individual who denigrated the honor of Sayyidah Fatima Zahra salamun alayha, that's not the language of the ulama. That's not the language of our time. And it's not the message which Dr. Musharraf Hussain, ever since I've been a teenager in the early 90s, when I was 11, 12, he's been a very beloved brother to me. He's always given me love and support. And whenever he's been challenged on things, whenever he has conducted himself, he's conducted himself with tolerance, with respect and adab. And that should be our example. And I had the honor of interviewing him for my Saudi TV show on Iqra, where we talked about his life and his experience. And if you look at his whole life is about that level of tolerance and respect and love. And I'd just like to say this, to Qibla, Peer Sayyid Irfan Shah Sahab, Peer Sayyid Munawwar Hussain Shah Sahab, and all the ulama, that yes, address this issue, but do so with tolerance, with respect, and a way that brings people together. And I think that is the approach the Karimia Institute has made its foundation, and it has made its basis. And we've got a responsibility now, have we not, as a community, as our imams and institutes, that we address the contemporary issues our communities are facing, our young people are facing. There's a disconnect between our Muslim community and our institutes and our ulama. And what happened yesterday doesn't help bring that divide smaller. So my appeal to everyone is to remember to conduct yourselves in the best of character, as an example of your teacher and your ustad and your imam, Dr. Musharraf Hussain. May Allah preserve him and give him a very long life. And that we start to address those issues, the issues of street gang grooming, the issue of forced marriages, the issue of female genital mutilation, the issues of drugs, and the disconnect between our young people and our institutes and Islam. Because if we can't do that, then more and more of our young people will drift away from Islam. And alhamdulillah, we are so blessed that amongst all the challenges that we have a beautiful individual, Dr. Musharraf Hussain, and his institute at the heart of leading that battle, taking on that responsibility. So I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah preserve him. Congratulations once again, Qibla, for your 30th birthday. You are looking beautiful for 30. And may Allah give you a long life and give you the ability to continue your hard work. And thank you to Shahid, thank you to Abbas Hussain as well, and everybody else involved. And inshallah, I'll see you very, very soon once this coronavirus finishes. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينَ.
Jazakallah khair, Mohammed Shafiq, for your enlightenment.